to Pilates today, and we're going to do a session for abdominals today. So we're going to start down on the mat and get straight to it. We'll just do a little bit of mobilization before we start. So come down onto your mat, feet hip width apart, and then coming down so that you've got feet, knees, hips and shoulders in two tram lines. We're going to just lengthen up through the back of the spine. So imagine you've got a tennis ball in between chin and chest. Going to drop the shoulders down, lift the hips up and then lower the spine down onto the mat. We're going to imagine that marshmallow directly underneath your belly button between spine and mat, your 2 pence coin directly underneath breastbone between spine and mat. And I just want you to squash down onto them. So breathing out, squash down, increase that pressure through your back. And then breathing in, away from that marshmallow, away from that 2 pence coin, so you can just glide your fingertips. We're going to squash back down again. And then lift up and away. Good. Breathing out, squash down. Breathing in, lift up and away. And then we're going to come back down. So you're halfway down onto that marshmallow. 2 pence coin has got contact from the spine onto it, so you're nice and neutral through the spine. And then from there we're going to engage through those core muscles. So it's only going to stop yourself from passing wind, but without squeezing through those bottom muscles. So gently switching on through the pelvic floor. And then from there you're going to just relax your arms down by your side. And we're just going to start off by keeping that same pressure down onto the mat. We're just going to do a little leg lengthening to start with. So breath in, as you breathe out, we're just going to float one leg an inch off the floor, lengthen it away, and then breathing in, coming back. Keeping that same pressure of the back down onto the mat. Breathing out, lengthen away, breathing in, coming back in. Keeping that same control. Making sure you're not lifting off that marshmallow and not lifting off of that 2 pence coin. So from there we're going to then add in our arm circles. So we're going to float both arms straight up towards the ceiling, keeping that same pressure, that 2 pence coin, that marshmallow. We're going to take a breath in. As you breathe out, lengthen one leg, both arms away. Breathing in, circle round, come back. Good. Breathing out, lengthen away. Breathing in, circle round and come back. Breathing out, breathing in, circle round with the arms back onto the mat with the leg. Good. Keeping those shoulders down away from your ears, making sure that you're not lifting off of that 2 pence coin or that marshmallow. Just starting to fire up those core muscles without too much load at the moment. So you shouldn't feel like it's too hard, but you're just going to start to fire up through the core. Good. Breathe out to lengthen, in to circle round. Good. Let's do one more repetition on either leg. Keeping that same pressure down with your back onto the mat. Good, well done. And then relax your arms by your side. So then we're going to come into 100. So just have a little arch and hollow again off of that marshmallow, that 2 pence coin, back down onto it, lift up and away, squash back down, lift up and away, and then come down, breastbone in contact, down, spine onto that 2 pence coin, halfway onto that marshmallow. Keep that same pressure, your back down onto the mat. We're going to come into 100. So breath in, as you breathe out, engage through the core muscles. Breath in, as you breathe out, we're going to float one leg to tabletop. Breath in, as you breathe out, float that second leg to join in. I'm just going to float the hands up off of the mat, just an inch or two off the mat. Now imagine you've got a little puddle underneath each palm. You're just going to splash the puddle. Keep the collarbones wide, shoulders down. And you're going to keep that same pressure on that marshmallow, that 2 pence coin. You're going to hold it there. Keep breathing. Good. On your next out breath, if you can keep that same pressure of your back on the mat, we're going to lengthen one leg away towards the opposite wall. So the further up towards the ceiling, slightly easier it is through the back, further away towards the floor, the harder it is. So find a level that works for you. Keep that back down. Good. One more breath in as you breathe out. Gently float that leg back to tabletop. Breathe in to pause. Breathe out, lengthen the other leg away. Keep the shoulders down, collarbones wide. Back down on that marshmallow, that 2p coin. Good. One more breath in as you breathe out. Float that leg back to tabletop. Hands onto knees. Hug knees into chest. Good. So it's important that you find the right level for you, so you feel like you're working, your back stays relaxed and happy. I don't mind you feeling like your tummy muscles are working, that's fine. Just circle those knees over your chest. Good. And go back in the other direction. And then hug knees into chest one more time. I'm going to lower one leg to the floor and bring the other one down to join it. Good, so just realign, lengthen through the back of the neck, drop those shoulders down, lift and lower if you need to, and then come down onto that marshmallow, that 2p coin. We're then going to re-engage through those core muscles, so breath in as you breathe out, engage through the core muscles, breath in, so we breathe out, we're going to float one leg to tabletop, and breath in. So you breathe out, float that second leg to join it. And then from here, I'm going to show you two levels. First level is breathing out, lengthen one leg away. Breathing in, come back to tabletop. Breathe out, lengthen the other leg away. Breathe in, come back to tabletop. So you're just moving one leg at a time, keeping that same pressure down on that marshmallow, that 2p coin. So if you feel you can do that and that's quite easy and you want to make it harder, we're going to come back into it. So breathe out, lengthen one leg away. Breathe in, swap. Breathe out, lengthen that first leg away. Breathe out, swap, the other leg goes away. Keeping that same pressure down. If you feel like you're lifting your back up off of the mat and that's too much, you're straining, you're feeling it through your back, come back one leg at a time. Breathe out to lengthen, in to come back. Less load through the spine, but you're still firing up through those abdominal muscles. One leg at a time. Only if you're comfortable, you can swap. Breathe out, breathe in. Breathe out, breathe in. Good. Keep that control, shoulders relaxed, neck nice and long. I'm going to do two more. Good. Float back to tabletop, lower one leg to the floor, bring the other one down to join it, and then we're going to lengthen through the legs, lengthen through the arms, have a big stretch through, so breathe in, lengthen fingertips and toes away from one another. Breathe out, relax back down. Good. Breathing in, lengthen through. Breathe out, sink back down onto the mat. One more time, big breath in. Breathing out, sink back down onto the mat. Good. Bring your arms back down by your side. We're going to bend one leg back, foot onto the mat. Bring the other one to join it. And then we're going to work through these upper abdominals. So from here, just make sure neck's nice and long, shoulders down, coming down onto that marshmallow, that 2p coin. Engage through those core muscles. We're going to bring our hands behind our head, and I want you to imagine that you've got between your rib cage and your pelvis two little springs, one on the right, one on the left. And from there, we're going to take a breath in. As you breathe out, you're going to shorten those springs, rib cage to pelvis. Breathing in as you come back down. So we're keeping the neck nice and long. Imagine you've got a tennis ball in between chin and chest. Breathing in to come back down. Breathing out. Lifting up. Breathing in. Come back down. Good. Control through. little lift. Really isolate those upper tummy muscles, so underneath the rib cage, shortening rib cage to pelvis. Keep the elbows wide, neck nice and long, and we're not going far with that movement, but we're controlling it all the way through. Control to lift, control to lower. Keep that neck nice and long. Imagine that tennis ball in between chin and chest. Let's do 2 more. Last one. Good, well done. Relax your head and neck back down to the floor. Open your arms out wide. Bring your feet and knees together. We're going to roll the knees one way as you look away from your knees. And just hold it for 3 or 4 breaths. Relax into it. Opening up through that upper side of the body. Hold that for 1 more breath, and then we gently, with control, roll those knees back through to the centre, across to the other side, look away from the knees, and open up, keeping the shoulders flat so you feel it all the way through the upper side of the body. And then gently, with control, roll those knees back through to the centre. Good, well done. Realign yourself again, neck nice and long, shoulders down, lift your hips and lower down if you need to, coming down onto that marshmallow, that 2-pence coin. So we're going to now work through those lower abdominals. So we're going to think about, so those same springs, rib cage to pelvis, but this time we're thinking about shortening from pelvis to rib cage. So we're working those lower abdominals underneath the tummy button. So we're going to take a breath in. As you breathe out, engage through the core muscles, pulling up through the pelvic floor. Breath in. As you breathe out, I'm going to float one leg to tabletop. Breath in. As you breathe out, float that second leg to join it. Feet and knees together. So from here, breath in. As you breathe out, we're going to shorten pelvis to rib cage, and then breathing out as you lengthen. Breathing in as you lengthen. So breathing out, peel up. Breathing in, come back down. So you might not get too much movement of the back off of the mat, but we're imagining like we're peeling that tailbone, so that coccyx sacrum up, and then control back down. Some of you might not feel like you get any movement at all if you're really quite stiff through that lower back. So just work at what you feel is comfortable for you, but you're thinking pelvis to rib cage, peeling coccyx sacrum up off the mat, and then controlling back down again. Try not to make it a knee swinging movement, so you're not swinging your knees forwards and backwards. You're shortening through those tummy muscles, pelvis to rib cage, and coming back down. Don't mind you having a little bit of pressure through the hands, but not too much, not too heavy. Don't want it to be a white knuckle ride, and you're not breathing, and you're clinging onto the mat for dear life. It's just trying to fire up those lower tummy muscles. You should feel it underneath the belly button. Good, last 3, 2, and 1. Good, well done. Lower one foot to the floor. Bring the other one to join it. Just lengthen through arms, lengthen through legs. Have a big stretch through, breathing in, reaching fingertips and toes away from one another. And breathe out. Relax back down. those arms back down by your side. Float one leg back, foot onto floor, bring the other one to join it. And just make sure your feet, knees, hips and shoulders are in two nice lines, neck nice and long, shoulders down, and coming onto that marshmallow, that 2 pence coin. So we're going to work through those oblique abdominals, those rotational tummy muscles that control your twisting. So from here, we're going to engage through the core muscles. Breath in. As you breathe out, we're going to float one leg to tabletop. Breath in. As you breathe out, float that second leg to join it. Feet and knees together. We're going to float both arms straight up towards the ceiling, palms facing one another. Now from here, keeping the core switched on, and we're going to twist side to side, but we're going to keep that belly button pulled in towards your spine and your back nice and long, so no arching through the lower back. And then from there, we're going to breathe in, bring arms wide. Breathe out, both knees move across to one side, so you will twist through that pelvis. We're going to keep the shoulders down, bring your arms to the centre, and then bring the knees back to the centre, making sure you're not arching through that lower back. So breathing in, move your arms. Breathe it out, knees come across to the opposite side to last time. In, move your arms to the centre. Out, move your knees to the centre. So you're really controlling through those rotational muscles in the waist to come back down. If you feel like you bring your knees across to one side and as soon as your arms come up you can't keep your shoulders flat, you're probably going too far. So don't go as far. Keeping your knees and hips at 90 degrees and just twisting through the waist. Keep that back nice and long. Make sure you're not arching through the lower back. Those core muscles stay switched on. Good. In as you move your arms. Out as you move your legs. Shoulders stay flat. Good. Keep that control. Keep the shoulders flat, neck nice and long, core switched on. Let's go one more on either side, or enough to equal you up on both sides. Good, well done. Hug your knees in towards your chest. Good. And then gently circle those knees over your chest. Massage that lower back onto the mat. And then go back in the other direction. Good. Knees to chest. And this time if you want to, you can add lifting your nose up towards your knees so you're curling into a little ball. And then gently relaxing head back down, lower one foot and lower the other. Good, well done. I seem to have crept down my mat doing that exercise. Good, well done. And then we're going to lengthen through the back of the head again. One more tummy exercise just to fire up all of those muscles we've been working so far. So nice long neck, shoulders down. Come on to that marshmallow, that 2 pence coin. And I'm going to show you 2 levels of this. I don't mind which one you do, they'll both fire up, all of those tummy muscles we want to fire up. So work with what you feel comfortable to. We'll go into level 1 and then if you feel like you want to move on to level 2, we'll progress on into it. So breath in, engage through the core muscles, breath in, and then bringing your hands behind your head. Good, so from here, breath in. As you breathe out, we're going to imagine folding a easy for me to say, diagonal line across your body. So elbow comes up, knee comes up to meet it on the opposite side and then coming back down. So all opposite elbow to knee and then coming back down. Go slowly. The slower you do it, the harder those muscles have to work. If you do this quickly, the muscles will work, but they won't control the movement. So actually a nice, slow, controlled, breathe out, bring elbow and knee to meet each other, or in the direction, they don't have to touch, they're just in the direction of the other one. Good. Imagine that diagonal line folding across your body. So you can either carry on there, bringing the foot to the floor each time, coming back to the centre. Now if you want to go to level 2, just pause a minute, float one leg to tabletop, float the second leg to tabletop, little lift through the head and top of the shoulder blades, breath in as you breathe out, elbow to opposite knee, lengthen the other leg away, in as you come back to that little hover position, out as you come back to the other side. So we're controlling and back. Good. Still thinking of that diagonal line. If it's too much, bring your feet back onto the floor one at a time. Good. Control through. Good. Keep that neck nice and long, elbows wide. Let's do 2 more on either side. Last ones. Good, well done. Relax head and shoulders, lower one foot down, lower the other leg to join it. And we're going to lengthen through, so we're going to have a bit of a stretch. Lengthen through your arms and legs. Breath in, reach, lift your belly button and breastbone up towards the ceiling so you can glide a little hand underneath your spine. And then relax off, sink down into the mat. Breathing in, lengthen away. Breathing out, relax down, good. And again, breath in, lengthen away. Breathe out. Relax down into the bed, into the mat. Last one. Good, well done. Okay, so from there we're going to walk the feet across to the left side of your mat. And you're going to walk your arms, so from above your head, arms and shoulders over to the left side of the mat as well. So we're going to open up through the right side of the body. We're going to hold on, so left wrist around right arm, bring that right arm across, and if you want to increase the stretch a little bit more, keep the legs long but cross your right ankle over your left ankle, keep your shoulders and hips flat onto the mat. You should really feel that opening up through the right side of the body. Keep breathing. Good, one more breath in there, and then gently undo, cross your arms, shuffle your arms and shoulders back to the centre, uncross the legs, bring the legs back to the centre, just lengthen all the way through again, and then we're going to walk the feet to the right side of the mat, hands and shoulders across to the right side of the mat. You can hold on to your left wrist with your right hand, bring that left across, left hand across, and then cross your left ankle over your right ankle if it feels available to you, and open up through the left side of the body. Keep breathing, and actually as you breathe in, if you breathe down into the lower ribs, you should feel that opening up even more through the side of the body. One more breath. And then gently, so we're going to uncross the arms, uncross the legs, shuffle the arms and shoulders to the centre, feet to the centre, stretch through one more time. We're going to bring the arms down by your side, bend one leg up, Bring the other one up to join it. Feet and knees together, feet nice and close to your bottom. And we'll just do that rotation stretch one more time. But this time we're going to open our arms out wide, but if it's available to you, bend your elbows to 90 degrees so that your backs of your hands come into contact with the floor. And from here, your choice, I don't mind which one you do. You can either just keep your feet together, feet and knees together, or if you're happy to, cross your left leg over your right, and then you're going to roll those knees to the left side. You're just opening up a little bit more through that kind of right shoulder to left hip. But if you'd rather just keep feet and knees together and roll feet and knees to the left, then that's fine as well. Go with what feels best for you. Take one more breath in there. And then gently roll those knees back through to the centre. Uncross your legs. Straighten up. You can either, again, just keep your feet and knees together if you want to, or you can cross the right leg over left and roll the knees to the right. Open up through that left side of the body. One more breath in there. Gently roll those knees back through to the centre. Uncross your legs if they're crossed. And then we're going to roll onto our front. Again, just be careful on this one. Do what feels right for you. Don't push through anything that doesn't feel comfortable. But we're just going to come down either just flat onto your front, elbows underneath you so your hands are under your shoulders. And from there, I'm going to get you just to breathe in and gently lift your upper body away from the mat. And we're going to hold that breath, hold that while we breathe, and trying to relax that tummy button and pelvis down into the mat. So breathing in, as you breathe out, relax that belly button down into the mat. Now if you feel you can either bring the elbows further in front or push up onto hands, you can do, but again, really look after that lower back. If it doesn't feel right, don't do it. I'm happy, even if it feels better for you to just come onto your front and just lie on your front and maybe just do a little bit of lifting up through shoulders and neck. You can just do that if it feels better. Everyone's going to be different in what they can do, so it's just going with what you're comfortable to do. If you're comfortable coming all the way up and that doesn't feel horrible through that lower back, you can go with it, but be really cautious. Take one more breath in, whichever position you're in. We're going to come back down onto the mat, then we're going to come up onto all fours. And we're just going to finish with some nice gentle cat stretches. So nice and long through the spine, long through the neck, strong through the shoulders, so your shoulders are away from your ears. And from there we're going to drop chin to chest. You're going to lift up your breastbone, lift up your belly button. Imagine you've got a tail, tuck it between your legs. And then you're going to lift the tailbone, lower belly button, breastbone, shoulders away from ears and look forward. So breathing out as you curl down through the front. Breathing in as you lengthen through the front and look forward. Breathing out to curl through. Breathing in. Good, one more time. And then lengthen through the spine. Good, well done. And coming to sitting, well done. It's quite a tough abdominal session, so well done. Keep stretching out if you're feeling a bit tired, kind of like you know you've worked those tummy muscles, and just keep moving gently, keep stretching out, and use some nice rotations and some of those nice cat-cow stretches. Really nice to just stretch out through those tummy muscles. But well done, good work. I hope you enjoyed, and I shall see you next time. Take care. Bye.